Welcome back to Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.
Here are the scores following the category round here on Battle of the Brains. Our team from First Colonial High School with 95 points, Fork Union Academy with 80 points. And now back to Battle of the Brains and another toss-up round. Again, questions are being directed to teams. We're alternating between them. Anyone on the team may answer by waiting for me to call on the first person to raise their hand, and there is no point deduction for an incorrect answer. This round goes in alternate to First Colonial, getting the next question. They are the largest perching bird in North America, and legend has it that if they leave the Tower of London, the British Empire will fall. Name this animal, also the mascot of an East Coast NFL team. Anderson.
An eagle.
It would be the raven. Fork Union, General Lopez de Santa Anna headed up the Mexican forces at the Battle of the Alamo. Who was the commander of the Texans at the Alamo? Jackson.
Colonel William Travis.
That is correct. First Colonial. In 2004, a movement began in the Netherlands to have this Holocaust victim made a Dutch citizen. Name this girl who became world famous posthumously because of her diary. Anderson.
Anne Frank.
That is correct. Fork Union, you may need your pencil and paper for this one. The time on an analog clock currently shows 2:15. How many times will the minute hand pass the hour hand in the next 4 hours? Inshiraba.
8.
It's actually 3 times at 3:17, 4:22, and 5:28. First Colonial, you may need your pencil and paper for this one. 3 consecutive odd integers have a sum of 63. What are those 3 numbers? And the answer we were looking for is 19, 21, and 23. All right, Fork Union, please watch the screen and listen closely. Here's your Virginia-based video question from a member of the Battle of the Brains Brainy Bunch.
Which famous Confederate general was mortally wounded during the Battle of Chancellorsville?
And Jackson, I think your hand went up first.
Stonewall Jackson.
That is correct. First Colonial, in 1919, as governor of Massachusetts, he ordered this National Guard to end the Boston police strike. Name this politician who was elected U.S. vice president in 1920 and took the top office upon the death of Warren Harding in 1923. Anderson.
Calvin Coolidge.
That is correct. Fork Union, the Star-Spangled Banner was written by lawyer and amateur poet Francis Scott Key. However, what was the actual title of the poem? Jackson.
Oh, say, can you see?
That is incorrect. It was The Defense of Fort McHenry. First Colonial, both the words and the music of the popular Protestant hymn, A Mighty Fortress is Our God, which was first published in 1528, were provided by what notable religious revolutionary? Anderson.
Martin Luther.
That is correct. Fork Union, in the book Charlotte's Web by E.B. White, Charlotte is a spider who saves a pig from being slaughtered by a farmer. What was the name of the pig? Jackson.
Wilbur.
Yes, it was Wilbur. All right, First Colonial, you may need your pencil and paper for this one. You're trying to find your hotel room. You know that your room number equals the product of the first 4 single-digit prime numbers. What is your room number? Anderson.
135.
It's actually 210. 2 times 3 times 5 times 7. Fork Union, this word means gibberish or nonsensical speech. What is this word, coined by Lewis Carroll and is the title of a poem in his novel Through the Looking Glass? Dino.
Gibberish?
The word is jabberwocky. And that buzzer means one more toss-up round ahead and we'll have today's winner here on Battle of the Brains.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.
Here are the scores as we head into this final round here on Battle of the Brains. Our team from First Colonial High School with 125 points, Fork Union Military Academy with 110 points. Now for this final toss-up round, the point score for a correct answer is doubled. There is no deduction for an incorrect answer. And again, in this virtual version of Battle of the Brains, we're directing questions team to team, alternating between them. All right, let's get to our final toss-up round. The first question goes to First Colonial. Seating just over 33,000 people, it is the smallest venue of its kind. It opened in Boston in 1912, making it the oldest stadium still in use for Major League Baseball. Name this park home to the Green Monster. Justice.
Fenway Park.
That is correct. Fork Union, its members do not observe Christmas or vote. They founded the Watchtower Society. Name this religious group whose members number nearly 9 million worldwide and meet in kingdom halls. Dino.
The Masons?
That would
Freemasons, I mean.
Repeat for me, please.
The Freemasons?
That would be the Jehovah's Witnesses. First Colonial, the Potala Palace is found in its capital, Lhasa. Name this region that is led in exile by the Dalai Lama. Anderson.
Tibet.
Tibet is correct. Fork Union, what is the term for redistricting voting boundaries for political gain? Usman.
Gerrymandering.
That is correct, gerrymandering. First Colonial, after having his Aldersgate Street experience, he devotes his life to preaching salvation through faith. John Wesley and his brother Charles founded what religious denomination? Elsie.
Mormonism.
They founded Methodist religion. All right, pen and paper may be ready. Fork Union. In units, what is the distance between the ordered pairs -3, 7 and 9, -2? And that would be 15 units. First Colonial, in the classic Jimmy Buffett song, Margaritaville, the song's protagonist is trying to find his lost shaker of what? Anderson.
Salt.
Salt is correct. Fork Union, this country has an 1,100-mile-long, nearly straight border with Mauritania and Mali to its southwest. Morocco and Libya border what second largest African nation? Jackson.
Algeria.
That is correct. First Colonial, name the type of literary work from the Latin for shepherd that refers to a lineage of creative works that idealize rural life and landscapes. Grace.
Pastoralism?
Pastoral is correct, yes. Located in South America, Fork Union, what is the world's longest mountain range on dry land? Usman.
The Andes.
The Andes is correct. First Colonial, in this 1850 novel, Hester Prynne's husband takes the name Roger Chillingworth in order to discover the identity of the lover who fathered her baby daughter Pearl. Name this Nathaniel Hawthorne classic. Kelsey.
The Scarlet Letter.
That is correct. Fork Union, native to Indonesia, these reptiles can grow up to 10 feet long and its bite can cause blood poisoning. Name this largest known of lizards. Inshiraba.
Asian water monitor.
That is incorrect. It is the Komodo dragon. First Colonial, often mined from its sulfide ore galena, this element can build up in the body and is linked to developmental issues. Name this element with symbol PB. Anderson.
Lead.
That is correct. Fork Union, what 7-letter word is used to refer to rocks such as granite and solid volcanic lava forming by the cooling and solidifying of molten materials brought from the interior of the earth to its surface? Inshiraba.
Igneous.
That is correct. And that buzzer means the end of our game. While our judges double-check the final score, we do want to remind you how to stay connected with Battle of the Brains. To find out more about our show, just log on to battleofthebrains.net. You'll also find our show on Facebook and full episodes of our show on our YouTube page. And as we continue round 3 of this season of Battle of the Brains, join us next week when we virtually welcome teams from St. Christopher's in Richmond and Granby High School of Norfolk. Now, today's winning team will continue on to the Final Four. Here is the final score. Ending the match with a final score of 190 points, our team from Fork Union Academy. Good job today by Usman, Jackson, Dino, and Insharaba. Our winners today, the team from First Colonial High School in Virginia Beach with a final score of 245 points. Great job today by Kelsey, Anderson, Grace, and Justice. And we will see you in the Final Four. I'm Cheryl Miller. Thanks so much for watching and playing along. We'll see you back here next week for more Battle of the Brains. Great job, teams.
Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.